We've been talking a lot about the Black Flag remake that is allegedly in the works. People are working on it. And it's something that they've alluded to, you know, in the earnings call. Ubisoft's been like, we're working on re-releases of beloved franchises. We're working on all sorts of stuff. But it's not been officially revealed. However, it's one of the worst kept secrets right now. I mean, it's kind of like Oblivion all over again. Everybody knows it's coming. They just are waiting to see when. My recommendation from the start has been shadow drop it. Shadow drop it. Don't do a long build up. Don't do a crazy long marketing cycle for it. Just shadow drop it. I think that will do the game way, way better if you just shadow drop it. Avoid people or don't give people the chance to find problems with it. You know, because they will, but if you just drop it, let people jump in, download it, play it, that can go way, way better, in my opinion. Okay, so that's been my recommendation. We'll see what they do with it. But something interesting kind of happened. If you do you guys know the company Pure Arts? Pure Arts, they make some amazing artwork and like statues and collectibles. No doubt you've seen some of their stuff. Witcher, Assassin's Creed. They do these big, amazingly realized statues and collectibles and stuff, like hand painted, absolutely gorgeous stuff. Okay. Absolutely gorgeous collectibles. But something happened. I think somebody made an oopsie, and I'll just play it. We'll let you kind of make up your own mind, and then I'll tell you what I think of it. But just watch, okay? Just watch this. This shout out to Zephyrus for clipping this, and it was originally followed by Graffiti as well, I believe. But here's the little snippet. Basically, they were doing a Pure Arts live stream where they were showcasing some of the stuff they're working on, okay? And I'll just let this play.
I did notice some people asking about why there's no Edward.
Edward Kenway, AC4, Black Flag, protagonist. You get it.
There's reasons.
I keep replying saying there's more coming. It's a line.
Like, yeah, I mean, how many you want us to release at the same time?
Would you like us to release like 14 at the same time? That would kill me.
Well, Assassin's Creed fans out there, you should be aware that there is something going on with Edward. So obviously we can't.
Has that been announced?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I saw rumors about it.
Okay.
No, I definitely saw an article about this.
Okay.
So I mean, if you're not a true Assassin's Creed fan, you know, it's not my fault.
If you don't know what we're talking about, that's not our problem.
Yeah, that's not my problem at all. But yeah, so there's going to be something going on with Edward, and our PVC, our 1/8 scale anima statue will reflect that accordingly. Am I saying that well?
Oops. Oops. Yeah, dude looks jacked. Yeah, I mean, he's lifting heavy statues all day, every day. This Warhammer one I have, I kid you not, weighs like 85 pounds. That one statue, it's like a small child. Not a small child, a big child. That thing's heavy as hell. It's just resin. It's a block of resin, basically. Same with all these statues that they're making. They're heavy, dude. But he made the little small slip up where he's just saying, stuff is coming. Stuff is coming. And here's the thing. If it was coming from me and I'm saying stuff is coming, I'm going off of the rumor, speculation. Yeah, that's true. But he works for a company that is actively doing work with Ubisoft. If Ubisoft plans on having a collectible Edward Kenway statue at launch for the remake, they would already know about it. They'd be working on it to have it ready at launch. So for him to be like, yeah, stuff is coming. I've heard. Oh, you have. You've heard through rumors, I'm sure. Yes. Okay. I see what you're saying. So people took this, were like, oh my God, oops, slipped up a little bit. And I do think it's a little bit of a slip up. Is it a big deal? No, not at all. I mean, if anything, it just builds hype, but it's still quite interesting. As for, you know, what else is coming? Well, there's been other little tidbits that are important to note. Basically, this is also reported by Insider Gaming and I don't think it's actually bad news. I think it's good news. Maybe it's a little disappointing, but I think in the broader context of everything going on, it's good news. The remake was originally slated to be released later this year. This is what's been rumored and speculated about for a long time. All of the indications were that Shadows was supposed to release last fall/winter, And then Black Flag was going to be the remake that launches this holiday season in 2025, and it was going to be the big game for Assassin's Creed that time. Star Wars Outlaws comes along, big oopsie, not ready for prime time. It doesn't do well. Ubisoft delays everything in their pipeline to polish it up more, and in the words of Yves Guillemot, remove the small frictions, and then they were going to release it when it was ready. And it ended up working for AC Shadows. They delayed it, polished it up, and it actually was one of the best optimized and polished Ubisoft games probably ever. Like, no real problems with bugs. Performance was really, really good, so it made a difference. And as a result of those cascading delays, it almost certainly affected everything else in their portfolio, including the Black Flag remake. And this is where they're going with this. Ubisoft's announcement to delay its major IP has seemingly pushed back plans. At the time of writing, we've learned that Obsidian, which is the code name for this project, its internal beta phase, is set to go ahead in September, which likely means that the game won't be ready for 2025, because typically Ubisoft's beta releases or beta to release timeframes are anywhere from 3 to 12 months, depending on the level of game polish. So if they're really going for something super polished, they hit the beta in September, they polish it for 6 months, it could be out in March. Similar time frame to Shadows, that could line up. Shadows, if you're going by this though, the minimum amount of polish they typically do in betas is 3 months. So if the original release date for Shadows was, say, November, and then they delayed it 3 months, 4 months, whatever, from February to February/March, that means that Shadows ended up receiving 6 months of total time, like polishing up from the initial date of the beta. Because if it was 3 months back from November, they hit beta in like August for Shadows. It didn't have enough polish by the time it was launching. They needed more time in the beta phase to polish it up and get it ready. So if they spend 6 months, 7 months polishing for Shadows, they go for a similar amount of polish for the Black Flag remake. That would put it right around that time frame of like March, which again, just about a year after Shadows, which was also the original plan, was to put it out about a year apart. But it does miss the holiday release window, which of course is frustrating for them. But with this, I think you can look at a couple of other pieces, because a lot of people are concluding based on this, it's coming in like probably March of 26, which makes sense. But I think that you also have to look at the broader strategy. I think Ubisoft is really hoping to hit the holiday season with the next Assassin's Creed, which would be Hexe. And Hexe, I think if they're shooting for like what has been rumored, which is a really spooky sort of horror vibe with it, of course you have to launch it in October. I mean, come on, spooky games, you gotta do it in October, spooky season. So I don't think that they'd want to put two like pretty significant Assassin's Creed launches that close, but maybe that's also part of it. Maybe if Black Flag Remake is really a faithful and good recreation of that game people love, that could bring a lot of the like more standoffish AC fans back into the fold. You never know. You never know. Black Flag is one of the most beloved games of the 360 era, even though it was like, yeah, it was 360. I paused for a second because I was like, no, it's 2014, 13. No, 2013, 14. Okay. Yeah, it was right on the cusp. But it's a beloved game. People love that game from back in the day. So if they can do a good job of remaking it, that could help. That could help bring some people back in. And again, the shadow drop. I'm saying this as somebody that benefits from a long marketing cycle, okay? If you announce it 6 months ahead of time, I get to make videos. I get to maybe go to a preview event where I can then make other videos about the game. It helps my business if you do a long marketing cycle. But I'm telling you, what's best for the game is a shadow drop. I'll tell you what, like with Ubisoft stuff, people start from the position of looking for ways to poke holes in it. That's where people start. Is that fair? Probably not. Probably not. But it's just the reality as far as I'm concerned. Like I'm just saying, I think that's the case, is people will look to poke holes in it. And if you can avoid that, just avoid it. Shadow drop it. Boom. Word of mouth for a Black Flag remake. It's going to be crazy. People are going to be like, oh my God, I remember playing this years ago. When I was a teenager, I played the crap out of this. Yeah, let's download it. Let's play it. People are going to eat it up, dude. People eat it up. So that's my recommendation. Take it or leave it. Could be wrong, could be right, but that's my recommendation. As for everything else, I mean, I think the reason this is good news, because I did say I think that this is good news. The reason is because Ubisoft every decade or so has to learn this lesson, unfortunately. Sometimes it's even less. Sometimes it's every 5 to 6 years. But basically, they polish things up like crazy. They get good reactions, and then they start to loosen the reins a little bit until they get to the point where they're forcing devs to shove stuff out well before it's ready. And then people stop buying it, give them crap, and they're like, okay, we've learned. And then they polish it up again, and the cycle just repeats. They start polished, and then it falls off, and they're like, oh, sorry, polish. Trails off over the next few years. So this is just a regular thing for Ubisoft. But right now, we are at the point where the chart is going up and the polish is increasing, which is good because it's right around the time of the Black Flag remake, which is a project that I'm very hopeful for. Very hopeful for. I really hope they do a good job with it. It's likely that it's mainly being done by the same team that did Skull and Bones Singapore, which I mean, we could look at that and just be like, oh God, here we go. But what I would say is Singapore, they have historically done a very good job as a support studio. Skull and Bones was their first attempt at launching their own game standalone, and we all know kind of how that went. But there's also another interesting tidbit of this, okay? There's an interesting tidbit, because in case you missed it, they are going to be doing something crazy for Skull and Bones year 2. What are they doing? They are adding, let me see if I can find the snippet of it. They are adding not just bigger ships and stuff, but they're also adding hand-to-hand combat. So their goal is to turn this into the actual like pirate MMO people wanted. And here's why I think this is significant, because their goal, I think, is to have Skull and Bones be the online MMO version of Black Flag. And I think that's why they haven't canceled it yet, or like shut it down, because to everybody else, they're like, well, why does Skull and Bones still exist? Like, I don't think anybody's playing it, surely. Like, I don't know anybody playing it. But if you pause and you go, well, they might not be shutting it down because they're hoping Black Flag Remake ignites a ton of hype for pirate games, gets people super into that, and then on the home screen, when you boot up Black Flag Remake, they can have an ad for Skull and Bones. Maybe they launch it free to play at the same time. And then you play Black Flag Remake, you eat that up, and then like, hey, you want to keep playing with your friends? Check out Skull and Bones. And by that point, their hope is to have, again, like on-land exploration, combat, and stuff like that for you and your friends to go and grind out your pirate fantasy. Which I've always said that's a good idea. The problem was Skull and Bones was nowhere close to that at launch. But if they actually are going to be able to get there eventually, that could work. I do think that could work. So it starts to make sense why they haven't just dumped Skull and Bones as a project, because they're hoping that this absorbs some of the players and hype from the Black Flag Remake. Not the worst idea, frankly, as far as I'm concerned. And because Ubisoft Singapore is allegedly the same team working on the Black Flag Remake, they can share assets, which also is part of the strategy here. Because all the pirate ship stuff that they build for Skull and Bones, they can just copy and paste over to the Black Flag Remake. Oh, we have to build a dock. No, you don't. We already have one. Copy and paste it over. We have to have a model for this fort. Nope, we already made it. Here you go. Oh, we need a bunch of models for cutlasses. Nope, we've already got it. And then just copy and paste it over. It's I think is part of the strategy, is to be able to streamline and simplify the development in that way. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I think the Black Flag Remake, again, if it's done well, could pop off. It could do really, really well. Does that save Skull and Bones magically? I'd be surprised, but I also am currently surprised that the game is still running. I mean, I would have thought that they would walk away from Skull and Bones a long time ago, but they're keeping it up and they're trying to make it better and actually give people what they wanted, which was to be able to play as a pirate in a pirate game. So there you go, instead of just like as a ship. So I think this is a step in the right direction, but we'll see. We'll see. The Black Flag Remake currently, though, looks like it's coming early 2026. The Skull and Bones updates come out later this year, so things could line up pretty well. He took my thing.